Good day and welcome to yet another exciting edition of your favorite travel show, that is Tourismus. Of course, we have a jam-packed show just for you, starting off with the local news from the industry, swinging over to the destinations that you should visit, and of course, wrapping up with a trending topic. I am your host, Glenora Shipura.
Namibia offers a serene refuge for tourists looking for quiet, a vibrant cultural heritage, and a strong commitment to peace. Time stands still in this enchanting land, where the rhythms of nature and the warmth of the African sun conspire to slow down the pace of life. Space. The Namib Desert is a haven for astronomers, with some of the brightest skies on the planet. Watch the sunset over towering dunes, and then gaze up at the star-filled night sky, feeling the vastness of the universe unfold before you. Peace. Serenity in a world gone mad. From the gentle rustle of the desert grasses to the soothing sounds of the Atlantic Ocean, every moment in this country is an opportunity to unwind and reconnect with nature. Take a leisurely drive through the rolling hills of the Khomas Hoogland, or stroll drive along the peaceful shores of Etosha Pan National Park and let your worries melt away. Time. A journey through ancient landscapes. Namibia's rich history and diverse cultures are waiting to be discovered. Visit ancient rock art sites, where centuries-old paintings tell stories of long-forgotten civilizations. Practical information. Best time to visit. Namibia is an all-year destination, but from May to October, peak sessions for game, landscape viewing, and many other activities. November to March, for mostly surfing and swimming. Accommodation, ranging from luxury lodges to budget-friendly guest houses and camping sites. Safety, safer than most African countries, but familiarize yourself with the Namibia Tourism Board safety brochure at the website www.visitnamibia.com. So why wait? Book your trip to Namibia today. www.visitnamibia.com, NA.
In our topics, starting us off, tourist safety has been placed under direct National Police Command following the temporary transfer of the Tourism Protection Subdivision to the Office of the Inspector General, a move aimed at strengthening coordination, command, and uniform protection of tourism assets across Namibia. Police Inspector General Joseph Shikongo announced these at Tuesday's debriefing parade at the Israel Patrick Iyambo Police College in Windhoek, which was held after the successful nationwide crime prevention operation conducted from the 30th of January to the 1st of February 2026. Veteran Police Officer Chief Inspector Christina van Dunem Duvenschak has been appointed to lead the unit. Shikongo said that the decision recognizes tourism as a strategic pillar of the Namibian economy and responds to the growing need for enhanced, specialized, and coordinated protection of tourism infrastructure and related activities. With immediate effect, the temporary realignment places the Tourism Protection Subdivision under direct national oversight to strengthen command and control, improve coordination at the national level, and ensure a consistent operational approach at tourism-related sites throughout the country. This is definitely a step in the right direction, and kudos to the Namibian government for taking that initiative. Of course, don't forget to let us know what you make of these stories on our social media comment sections. Moving on, conservancies in the Zambezi and Kavango regions remain overly dependent on trophy hunting, with limited progress in diversifying into tourism, non-timber forest products, or other value-added enterprises. This was revealed in a report by the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources following its oversight visit to the Zambezi, Kavango East and Kavango West regions from the 11th to the 15th of August 2025. The visit assessed the performance of conservancies operating under the community-based natural resource management program and their contribution to conservation, rural development, and poverty alleviation. According to the committee's findings, conservancies in these regions remain at a basic level of development with insufficient capacity to meet concession standards or to develop and implement professional hunting plans. The report noted that the majority of conservancies derive most of their income from trophy hunting, a situation that limits community benefits due to weak concession management expertise. The conservancies have not sufficiently aligned themselves with new economic opportunities and products available on the market, the report said. In our next story, the Environment and Tourism Ministry has confirmed that the long-awaited concession for the Sandwich Harbour is ready for implementation following the successful conclusion of the tender process and resolution of a court challenge. The concession, awarded to Sandwich Dune Tours and Safari, owned by Kenneth Kapitako Napenda, will officially commence on the 1st of April 2026 and will run for 25 years. NaDEET first advertised the request for proposals RFP for the concession on the 28th of March 2024, seeking a private operator to manage access and services at the ecologically sensitive site. The tender closed on the 24th of May 2024, and despite being challenged in court, the matter was resolved, allowing the ministry to proceed with implementation. Under the agreement, the concessionaire will manage the entrance gate, operate a non-permanent kiosk, maintain ablution facilities, and guide self-driving tourists who are not accompanied by registered tour operators. The concessionaire will also oversee club-related activities such as Amarok, Jeep, and BMW excursions, levy a fixed concession fee per visitor, and conduct retail trade within the concession area. NaDEET emphasized that all visitors must still pay standard park entrance and conservation fees, currently at $50 Namibian for Namibians, $100 Namibian for SADC citizens, and $150 Namibian for international visitors. The concessionaire will charge an additional per-person fee of $40 Namibian for Namibians, $80 Namibian for SADC citizens, and $120 Namibian for international tourists, bringing the total cost for entry to $100 Namibian, $180 Namibian, and $270 Namibian, respectively. While NaDEET maintains that the process was transparent and legally compliant, concerns from tour operators dominated a stakeholder meeting recently held in Swakopmund. Operators argued that granting a 25-year exclusive concession to a competitor undermines fair competition and limits unguided self-drive access, a long-standing feature of Sandwich Harbour tourism. All right, that brings us to the end of the news from the sector. On the other side of the break, we're going to take a look at destinations that you must add to your itinerary.
Paparazzi Namibia trails and safaris. Namibia, where deserts whisper, oceans breathe, and every journey becomes a story worth telling. September is not a date, it's an invitation to feel, to wonder, to remember. Every horizon has a heartbeat. Not just places, stories, sunsets, soul. Our trails aren't on maps. They shine in starlight. You'll come for the pictures. You'll leave with a story. Journeys don't end. They awaken the soul. Come as a visitor. Leave as a storyteller.
In destinations, in our first stop, we are at Linda Guest House. Comfort and relaxation await you at Linda Guest House, located in Windhoek. In the video, the guest house receptionist Claudia Hifikwa Shatekela explains their services and elaborates on what events they offer. Let's have a look.
I'm Claudia Hifikwa Shatekela. I am a receptionist at the Linda Guest House in Windhoek North. Linda Guest House is a guest house in Windhoek North. It's situated in number 3 Johnson Street, next to Central Hospital Maternity Gate. It's a 1.7 mile from Namib and 1.8 miles from National Theatre of Namibia. At Linda Guest House, we have 13 rooms that we accommodate our guests. Our rates per night is 460 for a single room when there is only one person in a room, and there's 650 per night for a double room when it's 2 people in a room, or 2 people sharing the room, I have to say. So a 460 of a single room, it's a price for accommodation only. Breakfast is not included, even though we cater for breakfast as well. Our breakfast is optional. It's $80 per person. So for a single room, for someone to book a single room with a breakfast included, then it will be a 540 with breakfast and the 810 for a double room with breakfast. Our rooms are self-contained rooms. They are equipped with a free Wi-Fi, a coffee station whereby there's a coffee, teas and sukas, and a kettle in a room. There's a DSTV, a 4K DSTV, a fridge, an aircon, and we always have hot water available. We do have a free parking area available, and most of our clients are Angolians. The good thing of Linda Guest House is that it's situated next to the hospital, and when most of our clients, especially those that are coming from Angola, they used to come here for hospital purposes. We are also, the good thing with us is also that we are close to the road, and we are almost close to the CBD. Or you can call us at 061 211 790 for your reservations.
We are now in the coast in our next destination, Hotel Prinzessin Rupprecht. We visit Hotel Prinzessin Rupprecht in Swakopmund, a place that blends rich history with heartfelt care. The CEO, Monica von Witterheim of the Prinzessin Rupprecht Heim Foundation Trust, tells us more about the rich history of this remarkable building.
To be able to tell a little bit about this place. I think this is a very special place. It started off as a hospital, and many people were hospitalized coming from the central parts of Namibia. That was early previous century. People who could not be medicated to, like asthmatic people, malaria patients, and in that time, you must remember, we didn't have tarred roads. Yes. So only the only reliable communication or transport was the railway. Where the hotel and entertainment center was, that was the train station. Yes. So yes, the people were hospitalized here, and that was all initiated by the Red Cross Society. And the Red Cross Society had a subdivision that was the Schwesternschaft Übersee, and this Schwesternschaft Übersee meant all the nurses, the registered nurses, were registered under that and also cared for under that organization.
Okay.
Yes, and at the beginning we had theaters, so where the people could be operated. We even had a maternity ward, and then Antonio's hospital, they carried on with the maternity ward and later gave it back to Prinzessin Rupprecht, and that is where our frail care is at the moment. I will also tell you a little bit about the whole concept of our enterprise. So we care for people here who are over 60 and 65, and they are living on full board here, and they can come and go as they wish.
Yes.
Of course, we have our rules and regulations.
Of course,
Yes.
Very important.
To keep them safe. And we also have the frail care. So, and the idea is that the hotel supports these two sections.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes, yes. We have in the main building, in the historical building, we have 11 rooms. We, of which are 2 single rooms and the rest are double rooms. And we also have 5 family rooms, which is really nice. You know, the parents have their section, and then we have these bunk beds, so they can come with 3 children. And they live comfortably in that area because the rooms are so spacious. We still have the wooden floors. Yes, yes. And outside, we have a little mini flat, which is also very, very comfortable because there is the children's room. It's secluded, you know, from the parents, which is also nice. Yes. And for us, it is important if we get guests from outside Swakopmund, we want them to feel very comfortable, and you know, so that they can really hang out and do what they please, and have a real good time here in Swakopmund, and especially at Hotel Prinzessin Rupprecht.
Exactly.
Yes.
All I can say is yum. I'm definitely going to be visiting both those destinations. And of course, if you have visited some of the destinations that we have profiled on our show, do let us know in the comment sections how your experience was, and also what you're looking forward to in terms of other destinations that we have recommended and that you're planning to visit. On that note, we have wrapped up our destinations. On the other side of this, we are taking a look at what's happening in To The Point.
Biltong and Bites. A true taste of Namibia only at Biltong and Bites. Whether you're a tourist exploring our beautiful country or a local who loves authentic flavors, Biltong and Bites is a must-visit Namibian attraction. Award-winning biltong, drowos, processed beef products, ripened steaks, farm-fresh lamb, springbok pies, sourdough bread, biltong cakes, hampers, and more. All proudly Namibian. Quality and freshness guaranteed, it's what sets us apart. Taste Namibia. We vacuum seal for international travel and export purposes. Take home a piece of tradition. Visit our shop today or order via WhatsApp or email.
Now, Tourismus spoke to Victoria Kedeng, a co-founder and executive director of the Namib Desert Environmental Education Trust, about the organization's work in environmental education and sustainability in Namibia, including the new Urban Sustainability Center in Swakopmund. Let's have a look.
My name is Victoria Kedeng. I'm the co-founder and executive director of NaDEET, which is the Namib Desert Environmental Education Trust. And we are a non-profit organization operating in Namibia already for 23 years.
Oh, wow.
And we are just recently opened our second environmental education center here in Swakopmund, called the NaDEET Urban Sustainability Center.
Okay. You say you're second, so where's the first?
The first one is on the Rupprecht Nature Reserve in the Hardap region, which is actually quite well known, NaDEET Center.
Okay. All right. So just tell us what is NaDEET all about?
NaDEET is really here to educate people about the environment. We need to protect our natural resources for this generation as well as the future. And the best way to do that is through hands-on environmental education. Mm-hmm. We don't just teach about it, but we actually practice sustainability. We look at how to save energy, water, how to manage our waste better, but also how to develop an environmental ethic.
Yeah, I see behind you, we can't see it in the video, but there's actually, we practice what we teach. Now, we in this house, it was recently opened. You used to be down close to the jetty. Mm-hmm. Tell us what this house is all about. It's very colorful, there's lovely rooms, we're gonna have kids here, there are posters all over the place. It looks special. Tell us what it's all about.
Yeah. So the concept behind the Urban Sustainability Center is actually to have a model eco-house. So it's not about how the house itself is built, but actually how we live inside of our homes. So this eco-house has, for example, a living room that doesn't have a typical TV, but actually there's an experiment that you can do to see how much electricity is wasted when you leave things plugged in, called vampire appliances. You're not actually using them, but they're sucking your electricity, and thus you're paying for it. And we have to produce more electricity, putting a greater demand on the country. Yeah. Also examples like your clothing, right? This is a big urban issue. People, of course, want to look good and might spend a lot of money on their clothes. And some of our clothes is actually very harmful to the environment. And most people never really consider, where does the clothes come from? What is it made from? Who actually produced it? Right? So there we also look at natural and unnatural or human-made clothing, for example.
Okay.
And another part of the eco-house is looking at water and how we can save water by using different water equipment, for example, in a shower. So they do a 3-day program.
Yeah.
So it's Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and it's 3 full days. They have their own transport to get here. Right now we have a funder, but we're certainly looking for new funders as well. Mm-hmm. And then throughout the 3 programs, they're basically learning about energy, water, waste, sustainability, but also biodiversity. Mm-hmm. And one of the fun things we do on the last day, on the Thursday, is we actually go with them and walk around Swakopmund, and we search for the Sustainable Development Goals, which are up here.
Oh, wow.
Right? But these are some of the things that we are then looking for in town. So they learn about the concepts the first 2 days in the class, linked to their curriculum, and then we go, of course we use the center as well. Yeah. Then they go into Swakopmund so they can actually apply it to reality. And that's what we mean by we practice what we teach, because down in the desert and the NaDEET Center, there we are doing things like solar cooking, and the children, they live there for the week. But here, kids go home at 4 o'clock. So when we talk about practicing what we teach here, we're also using Swakopmund as our model.
Yeah, we in this classroom now. Tell us about this whole area.
Okay, yeah. So I think maybe the entire center actually has 2 parts to it. So there's the day visitors section to the center, and that includes the Exploring Namibia room, where we saw we can see the great interactive mural, and also the relief map of Namibia that shows our resources. And it has the eco house, which is it's a 2-room house exploring our food, our energy. It has a kitchen, right? It has the bathroom, it has all of the different stations. And then, so all of that is open to the general public. They can come anytime for a visit. And then we have the program area. And the program area, of course, uses the day visitor center, but then it also has this beautiful classroom. We have a little eco kitchen where we are serving also snacks for our program participants. And
healthy snacks?
Yeah, of course, healthy snacks. Yeah. No, for example, you can, instead of eating a cupcake, right, that's full of sugar and has frosting, you can eat a healthy muffin where the sugar comes from things like raisins and dates and carrots. Those are all actually healthy things that also give a nice sweet taste.
Yeah. All right, then.
Yeah, and then outside we have a biodiversity garden where we have now planted only indigenous trees and bushes and succulents. And of course, we're now waiting for these things to grow. But this is also a big part is for us to actually value our own biodiversity and not just always plant exotic species.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we don't have, in the future, we are also still looking to install a solar system. And also to have an urban food garden, because I think that's a big part of also sustainability is making sure we produce our own food.
So anybody can come here. When are you open? Does it cost anything? How does it work?
Yeah, so the Day Visitor Center is open from Mondays to Fridays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And there's a small admissions fee. It's very nominal. For the school programs or for teacher programs, right? Because the programs that we offer, those are open also, but they must be done with a pre-booking that we can also prepare and have staff available to work with the group.
Okay.
And those ones either are sponsored or we can provide you a quote for that.
Yeah. And how important or what impact does this project have on, or what impact has it had already on, let's say, education system, awareness creation, maybe even municipal level, government level, and so forth?
I think it's such an excellent question because I think the impact is really multi-level. So school children that have taken part in a NaDEET Center program, many of them, they go back to their class and even just perform better at school because they now have a motivation and an understanding of concepts that they previously only had abstract, and now it is actually concise for them. We also have a teacher professional development program called Teach for ESD that also utilizes both of our centers. And here we are training teachers. We've already trained over 400 teachers in the country. And those teachers, of course, have then worked with the teachers at their schools and with the school children. So we've reached over 200,000 school children through the teachers. Yeah. And we're not talking about a 1 hour event. We're talking about a teacher who is working continuously with kids at his or her own school through an environmental club, changing school policies, implementing recycling programs, also planting trees, food gardens. So I think really one of the biggest things is not just actually wanting to do something, but really doing something for the school and improving the school environments. And it's a snowball effect. Yeah. So I think on another level, because of the snowball effect, NaDEET has also worked very hard to support the government in order to develop policy. So since actually 2019, Namibia has a national environmental education policy. And the custodian of the policy is the Ministry of Environment. And so I think through this policy, it also gives the foundation and the mandate for all the ministries to take action and to allow resources to be allocated towards education for the environment.
Second last question. Obviously, this can also be a tourism attraction. Tourists probably come in and see how this compares to their country. I don't know. Yeah?
Definitely. I think it's one of the things we would hope that we will have also more tourists, local or overseas tourists who also come and see the Day Visitor Center and just see what we are doing here in Namibia, because I think it's important that we share our work internationally. Yeah. It's open for everybody.
Your ultimate vision for a tangible vision for Namibia, your impact for Namibia, what do you see?
I see this as on different scales. So in a school setting, for example, environment is taught as a cross-curricular subject. It's already actually in the curriculum, but that people know what this means and they do it. Environmental days are celebrated by all schools. Maybe they have environmental clubs. That government has allocated resources that children can always get access to transport, so they could go and visit heritage sites in Namibia, be it the Brandberg or Etosha or Waterberg, right? These should not be exclusive places for tourists. They should be accessible to all Namibians, right? So on that level, I also envision that on a local level, that municipalities are actually also implementing the Sustainable Development Goals, that we have good waste management, that we are taking care of our water resources. Every time there's drought, we panic, then it rains, then we think it's okay. But this is not long-term planning, right? So of course we need to increase the access to resources for all Namibians, but as we have more people, we need to actually think about how are we going to then decrease the amount of resource we need per thing that we do.
Okay.
Right. So these are the vision that I have for the country, is that this is integrated in national government and local government, that you actually walk and feel sustainability as you live every day.
A way of life.
Yeah, it's a way of life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. They do say all good things must come to an end. On that note, from me, Glenn Rashipura, until next time.